Kamala Harris voters, don't panic. Trump's downfall is at hand. Let me explain exactly what's happening. I'm going to break down everything in detail. Listen towards the end. Listen through all this video because you want to hear this. Understand, if you miss this, you really stress yourself out even further. And you don't want to do that, okay? In case you don't know me, hi, I'm Darren Monroe. I worked on Kamala Harris's campaign, and I have 30 years marketing branding experience working for some of the biggest companies in music and film ever. You know, Universal, DreamWorks, MCO, a bunch of companies. What I do in this is I actually, in this channel, take you from chaos to clarity. And speaking of clarity, I have a clarity group that's on sale right now. The price is going to triple. Click the link in the description or on the homepage. Get in my group. There are people who have just, hundreds of us around the world who have banded together, who feel 1,000% better because you understand clearly what's going on, get greater calm, greater peace. Here's the thing I need you to understand. It may seem like all hell's breaking loose, but I'm going to tell you, in the midst of all of this, he is failing tremendously. Kamala Harris voters, I swear to you, listen to what I'm saying here. He is throwing everything on the wall to see what sticks. He's worried about ESGN. Say that in the comments. ESGN. That stands for Epstein, shutdown, gerrymandering, and no kings. His biggest worry is about Epstein. And how do we know this? Because he's trying to invade one of our own states, Portland, okay, in Oregon. He's talking crazy, really. You know, way beyond what he's done before. He is desperate. He's so desperate that he's got the DOJ agents joining out to ICE to protect them. From what? From what? Other than protesters? Listen, here's the thing. He also has this insane idea through the administration to fire a U.S. attorney, okay, out of Sacramento, who was telling ICE, do not break the law, follow what the judges say. And that's just the beginning. He has so much stuff he's trying to throw out there so that all of the idiot left alarmists, I'm talking about the left alarmists, the ones who are out there telling you, breaking news, Trump's doing this horrible stuff. And all of you are like, God, you're having damn near a stroke over this. I'm trying to tell you, stop stroking the fuck out over the left alarmists who are doing nothing but pimping that. And then on top of that, you got the conspiracy people. Well, there's a conspiracy that's happening. Yeah, they stole the you-know-what, so much so I can't even say it on social media. That's why I got a private clarity group, and I have something called 24 reasons. It's called 2024 election coverage. And what I really saw behind the scenes is somebody who's working in the campaign, and I'm telling you the truth, and I'm breaking it down to you, and social media is so afraid because they're such punk asses that they don't want to tell you. That's what's happening. Now, if you recognize the alarmists, if you recognize the conspiracy theorists, then you're also going to recognize the doomsday person. It's all over. We're now in a fascism. We're now in autocracy dictatorship. No, we're not, bitch. No, hold on. If we're in that, then I'm in jail or dead. And so is everybody else around me who's fighting this. So are the 23 governors and attorney generals in jail and dead, right? No. What about, and they're the main Democrats who've been fighting for us for the last 35 weeks. Let's be very clear, okay? And then the judges in lowercase courts who are ruling against him, who handled 99%. I know the Supreme Court is kicking our ass, but 99% of the cases are lower courts, and he can't do nothing about that. And his cases out of 170 plus cases, which are temporary injunctions, permanent injunctions, state and national injunctions, and actual cases, he's lost over 140 of them. And we got 600 plus more. He's flooding the court system, flooding the zone. The Supreme Court can only handle 1%. They can't fight everything. And even Trump appointed judges, Bush appointed judges, both Bushes and Reagan appointed judges are ruling in the lower court saying, motherfucker, no. Also, there are, and they're not in jail, right? Therefore, he's not a dictator. He's a wannabe dictator, autocrat. whatever you want to call it, fascists. Okay. The other thing that's happening is that we have hundreds of nonprofits, NAACP, ACLU, Indivisible, shout out to Leah and Ezra, all of these people who are doing that. And they're fighting and they're winning. Now, even the American Bar Association has sued them twice and won. So my answer to you, when I say he's failing, I mean he's failing. But it gets better. It gets better. We got 173 weeks of this. I'm talking about this tonight in my clarity group, live, called How to Empower Your Peace in the Midst of Trumpism. You get in afterwards, you see this video too late, I got the replay. When you get in to the clarity group, go over to Classroom and go over to replay. All my replays are there. And I will say this unto you. This man is on his way out. His administration will be caught up. It's not going to happen before 3.5 years, meaning he could be out in 3.5 years. And if he is out in 3.5 years, great. Whether he resigns or he resigns, you know, I'm not wishing that on him. I take a higher road with that. I don't believe in violence, and I certainly don't believe in wishing death on people. But I would say this. If he dies before 2026, they are over. We already got a blue wave coming. If he is still around, we still got a blue wave coming. 2028 blue wave coming. And for those of you who are those naysayers are saying, yes, but they're going to take over the election. No, they already see him. Who sees them? The 23 governors and attorney generals? Yes, they do have power. Understand, these are the United States. This is the weakness of the left. We don't know enough about our government and education, about our history, to understand that what he's doing, he's not getting away with. It's not. He's making an appearance that he's getting away with it. But he's not. He's not, y'all. Who's stopping him? Who's stopping Donald Trump? The 677 judges, not all of them on our side, but a lot of them are lower courts. The 23 governors and attorney generals have sued the shit out of them and won most of the cases. Most of the cases, 90% of them. And the nonprofits have been suing and winning many, if not most of the cases out of them. Now, those of you who want to focus on, but the Supreme Court, that's 1%, y'all. 1%. Those three groups I talked about just now, the judges, the nonprofits, and the 23 governors and attorney generals, have saved our asses. But it gets better. And this is what I want you to focus in on. That's why I say listen to this throughout this. This is the real point you want to understand. This is your moment to take advantage of what's happening right now. 173 weeks, 173 weeks. You know, when the pandemic happened, we began to start looking inside of ourselves and see how we can become better people and reassessing our life and our job work and our families and who we were. Divorce rates went up. All right. Whole bunch of stuff went up in the midst of that, because it became, ooh, who are your friends? Ooh, what matters most? What do you really want out of life? You had time to stop and think and go, whoa. Well, in this moment of Trumpism, I invite you to the Clarity Group to understand something incredibly important. Don't consider this a kill, consider this the build. And what I mean by that is your ability to reconstruct who you are and what you accept in yourself. This is about you. This ain't about me. This ain't about Clarity Group. This is where you discover this in the Clarity Group, especially tonight as I break this down. I'm telling you, and the idea, because tonight we're talking about how to empower your peace in the midst of Trumpism. Understand that the biggest thing out of this is 4 quadrants. The lower quadrants is what you don't control and what your lowest priority is. The top quadrant is what you do control and what your highest priority is. Because you don't control shit but you. So you stressed out over things that's horrible, but it's low priority for you. It doesn't mean that you don't care, but it's low priority for you. It doesn't mean that it doesn't matter, but it's something you don't control. It's lowest priority for you, and you're going to stroke out over that? You're going to stress out over that? No, hell no. You need to focus on you. Who was that you and I got to do for you and I? You know what I mean? Outcast. You know, you got to focus, motherfucker. Focus. Here's the thing. What you need to focus on in the midst of Trumpism is this. One, there's only so much you can do out there. Yes, contact your Congress. Yes, join all these nonprofits like I talked about, indivisible.org, ACLU.org, NAACP. And yes, black folk, NAACP has been doing some shit. They've been on it. For real. I'll be the first one to call them out if they weren't. But I'm going to bring up some other stuff. You need to be spreading videos like this. If I haven't earned your subscription, hopefully I have by now, because you're supposed to be spreading this, not because of me, but because of the movement and what's happening. Why? Why is that so important? Because unlike the 60s, unlike the 70s, unlike the 80s, we got technology and we can whip their ass by the tens of millions. Spread this to everyone. Get more subscribers here. Get more people hearing the truth here. You notice I don't sound like anybody else? Yeah, that's the reason for that. Again, I worked on Kamala's campaign, 30 years marketing branding, and I got some great assessment. If you see this on the outside, you'll get mind blown on the inside joining Clarity Group. Plus, it's on sale right now. Like I said, it really is going back up to triple price. So, you know, it's regular price. So I'm trying to encourage you to get involved with that because ain't nobody else got that. Ain't nobody. I know that was horrible, right? That's my horrible Shaka Khan. Damn. Sorry, Shaka Khan. I'm going to try to get the voice better next time. Ain't nobody. Well, that was even worse. Fuck it. Anyway, point is, I want you to understand what I mean, focus on you. So here's what I mean. What are you ingesting? What are you ingesting? Meaning, what are you taking in on a daily basis? Well, Frank, I watched this, and they said Trump the latest thing. Okay. The Clarity Group, we stop and think. And what I mean by that is, okay, he's flooding the zone with all this information. Why are you freaking out? And furthermore, why are you listening to so-called left people? So-called left people who will put out latest breaking news to shock and awe your ass, but give you no context, no perspective. Anybody you listening to right now, you need to stop, who gives you breaking news, but no opinion, no perspective, no context. Don't have to be my opinion or perspective. Anybody who's giving you the latest conspiracy, but no real plan to do anything, get the fuck away from them. And anybody who's dooming and glooming you, all the world is lost. Bitch, please. Understand this. We got 41 months of this clown, which equals 173 weeks. Understand that this country has lasted for almost 3,000 months and a countless amount of weeks I have not calculated yet, but a lot of them. And I'm trying to tell y'all right now, this is not something that you need to be freaking out over. First of all, shut that off. Well, how will I find out? How would I find out what's going on? We got a different way of looking at things in the Clarity Group. Yeah, we'll tell you, but we know it's bullshit. We know focus on ESGN, Epstein shutdown, gerrymandering, no King's Day. We also know that beyond all of that BS, beyond all of that stuff, that we need to be working on us. You and I got to work on you and I. What do we work on? What we're ingesting every day, who's giving us actual assessment in news? 1. 2, what are we doing beyond that? Do we have an understanding that the history has shown that you can't come in and just take over our country? Because he's not the first one. He's the worst one, but he's not the first one who's tried to grab the stuff, who just tried to make a grab bag, both in grifting and both in control. But that's why we have 3 branches of government. No, he doesn't control the other 2. The lower branches, the lower courts, which outnumber the Supreme Court, have not been having it. And as far as the GOP is concerned, they're going to fold soon. Here's why. As we're going to this, we're getting closer to 2026, and it ain't looking good for them. They know it. In fact, the new congressperson who just got elected in the special election in Arizona, Mike Johnson's trying to hold back hers because she said as soon as I come in, I will be the 218 person to sign the Epstein list. They're in trouble. They're in trouble. And as they're in trouble, when you see their stuff, you got to start looking at this with a filter. I got another live that I do every Tuesday since after No King's Day. It's called Narrative Warfare, and that's on Tuesday. You need to see the psyops. I start going deep into the psychology of what he's doing. See, when you're building yourself, you're also looking at what it is that you're taking in. What are you listening to? Are you getting off on this stuff? Be real with yourself. You don't have to come in the comments and tell me. Be real with yourself. And then look at the people around you who claim to be leftists, but they sit there and panic too. It's stop panicking time. It's stop panicking. Stop freaking the fuck out and think. Calm down, then calm down. And it's great if you're doing that from social media. That's wonderful. Because of the Clarity Group, I've been able to do social media for free and bring that out. And if you don't have any money, don't project that. Oh, I'm so poor. No, don't do that. Don't put that out in the universe or it'll believe it and keep your ass poor. Don't do that. But you should be investing, and ask yourself this on a monthly basis. How much are you investing in your peace of mind? How much are you investing in your greater love of things that are happening? Because you know what time has shown us? That we have three groups, as I just mentioned. Those attorney generals and governors, the nonprofits, and the lower courts who've been fighting, as well as the people in the streets. So we got the politicians, we got the activism, we got the streets even supported, both the legal and the not so legal. We got the branding a little bit, but we need better branding and we need better marketing. What's branding? Branding is telling the story. Branding is clearly how do you stand out. It's what you stand for, stand against. It's something that people have. Trump is brilliant at that. How do we know? Make America great again, even though he stole it from Reagan. Just like Obama had hope. These are great, easy to remember, boom, call to action. And having things that will make people stand out. You know why millions of people started following Trump? When he said, I'm going to build a wall, make the Mexicans pay for it. That's some gangster shit. Boy, that's some gangster shit. But I'm trying to tell you right now that this is a time for the left to brand, and they're working it out. They're trying to go there. No King's Day. They're trying to do it. And it ain't perfect, but they're doing it. They're doing it. The marketing part that has to get out here that we can win is spreading word. But after that, you spread word. After you join nonprofits, after you contact your Congress, what do you do now? Other than, spreading these videos, what do you do now? I'm going to tell you what you do now. You start handling inside your house what's going on. 173 weeks. What do you got? How much money can you get? I have a money makers group. There's a link in the description and in the homepage. Get in my money makers group. How do you make a bag? I basically for 20 years, 20, have been making money online, teaching people marketing and branding, what I know. You may not know that. That's okay. It's what you think and what you know, what you have a love and a passion for. I have a love and a passion for that. And I have a love and a passion for talking about politics, especially as a liberal. That's why I joined her campaign. I had no idea I would create a clarity group. It became a clarity group after crazy Trump showed up. How do you pull yourself together? How do you have a game plan? What are you doing inside your head? See, you can handle everything I just said out there and handle everything here on your money. But what happens? What's the most important part? The head and the heart. How are you keeping happier every day and keeping your sanity? What are your favorite music? What's your favorite artist? What's your favorite movies? What are you really into? Ask yourself that. You might say, but I can't do it. I got to work. Listen, I've already told you 3 groups are going to handle it. You can do what you can, but you're not going to stress out. Hey, listen, I got the candles here. You know what I'm saying? The mahogany intensity, Bed Bath Beyond candles going on. I'm not going to let this stroke and cheat and freak me out. And neither should you. You're more valuable than you think. And we need you alive, working well, and investing in your peace of mind and understanding what's going on. Stop freaking the fuck out over things you cannot control. This is what it's about. Because 173 weeks, you could come out more focused, on point, happier, more money, and not even thinking about this bullshit. Or you can sit there and follow silly shit for 173 weeks. You got a choice. And some people are like, yeah, I'd rather follow silly shit. Okay. But for all those people who complain about their money and they worried about their money and they not acting on it, there's a problem. Join my Moneymakers group. For all of those who want to stress out and be upset and be mad and listen, join my Clarity group. I'm speaking live tonight and I'm talking to you about real shit. I'm talking about how it's going to be okay. I'm talking about 173 weeks. The man is failing. He's in trouble. Big trouble. He's breaking every kind of law there. Because this is his outro. This is this man might as well call it 80-something-year-old man who, at this point, has completely fucked himself up, health-wise, legally, administratively. This is this Barnum and Bailey show son of a... This is his end game. Don't let this be yours. Hopefully at this point I've earned your subscription. Definitely watch this next video coming up. But in the meanwhile, get my group before it goes back up to a real price.